And welcome again to the big match. Today's lineup, our main match, is a really thrilling one between Spurs and Everton that had the crowd on tiptoe right to the end. Make sure you see it right to the end today. But first, that great game at White Hart Lane, where that famous old cockerel at Tottenham looked down on a really memorable afternoon. Let's first of all have the Spurs team, a shake-up there after one or two poor results. Jennings in goal, a back four of Naylor, Young, Osgood and McAllister. Hoddle, Perryman and Pratt in the middle of the field, Taylor, Duncan and Connor up front, with McNabb the sub. Good to see John Duncan on the left here coming up now, back in the side for the first time this season. Alfie Connor, as I say, a favourite of the crowd, gets another recall. And the first big match glimpse of Peter Taylor, former Crystal Palace star, now in a Spurs shirt. As for Everton, they are unchanged. Davis in goal, Bernard, Lyons, McNaught and Jones are their back four, Dobson, Hamilton and King in midfield, Telfer, Latchford and Goodless up front, with Darracott their substitute. And a youngster who's getting a lot of goals for them these days, Andy King, formerly with Luton Town. The referee today is Ray Toasden of North Hants, and the crowd is 26,000 strong.
So Spurs kick off, attacking the goal to our right in the white shirts. Everton in their traditional blue. And Spurs, their fans. Ken McNaught, Scottish boy. And David Jones back to his Welsh goalkeeper, Di Davis. And they bought from Swansea. Nice touch there by Latchford, and here's King again. Oh, and a good save from Pat Jennings, not helped by the deflection on the way. But this big goalkeeper, who is soon to have a testimonial match, got down well as Andy King hit that one. A slight deflection, Jennings always behind it. Now Hamilton. But it falls nicely for Con. He's almost through now. McNaught is backing off him, a little dummy there, and a nice pass to Duncan, and a great chance here. Saved for Everton by the interception of Ken McNaught. Well, that's why they call him King Alf, and that's why the Tottenham crowd so enjoy Alfie Con's skills. And he made an opening there for John Duncan, which at the very last was stopped by McNaught. There's the corner coming in, nodded away by Jones. Another throw to Tottenham. That really was a great chance for Tottenham, though. And a goal would serve them so well at the moment. They've only won one of their last 7 games. The sad thing is that they just can't string anything together here at home. Duncan's header, and that's no more than a foot wide. That's much better by Tottenham. And Duncan getting in well on that cross. And Davis scrambling across his goal, but it was wide. Bernard. And now Hoddle. That's not a bad ball there by Hoddle. If Alfie Con can get onto it, Di Davis right out of his goal. Duncan was going to try a chip, but it was blocked by Jones, and Con is hurt, and Pratt. Yes, that'll do for Pratt. Well, it was a breakthrough that came in a most unexpected way. After Hoddle had put through Con superbly, he cannoned there against Di Davis. And it looked as though Spurs had lost their chance. But suddenly on the far side of the penalty area, there was John Pratt. And the ball was at his feet. And from there to the back of the Everton net. Spurs 1, Everton 0, 26 minutes gone. And just the tonic that Tottenham wanted. Total confusion, because the linesman was flagging for something and it looked to me like a free kick, but it's a throw instead. And here's McNaught. Chipped in again. Oh, there's a chance for Hamilton, and a great save! Brilliant save by Jennings. Oh, that's the sort of save that keeps a side not only in the lead but in the First Division. Hamilton catching that superbly. A masterly piece of goalkeeping again by Pat Jennings. And here's Taylor. It's not a bad shot either. Oh, and what a good save. Well, that was a Taylor special. Got it on that famous left foot, and it was curling all the way. That would have just crept in under the crossbar, except that Di Davis got his fingers to it and tipped it over. So another Tottenham corner with about 9 minutes to go to half-time. Willie Young is right up this side of the Everton penalty area. Alfie Kahn in there, John Duncan and Peter Taylor in there. There's the corner. McAllister! 2-0, and they just failed to pick him up. Well, Perryman took that corner, and McAllister raced from way outside the penalty area to head it firmly, unmarked, into the back of the net. His first goal of the season, and a very valuable one for Tottenham that gives them that little bit of breathing space. Spurs 2, Everton 0. Nort with the free kick for Everton. I think nearly 2 minutes of injury time, and I can't recall a trainer being on. Here's Latchford. And Jennings getting down to grab what could have been a dangerous one. As the whistle goes for half-time, well, a much better first half for Tottenham. Thousands have stayed away from White Hart Lane. They've missed really quite an encouraging first half for the home team, with those goals coming from John Pratt, helped by a bad mistake by the Everton defence. And then, of course, the second one coming, a beautiful goal, scored by Don McAllister from the corner. So a half-time situation here at White Hart Lane. Spurs 2, Everton 0. Welcome back to White Hart Lane then. Everton now attacking the goal to our right. He's 2 goals down, although they do have a very good record away from home. They've scored in every game away from home this season. Everton have pushed a lot up forward now. Mick Lyons right in there, and he's staying in there an awful lot. There he is, in fact, chesting that one down. Telfer. And it might go through. King! Clearly deflected, but I think the goal must go to Andy King. Certainly Mick Lyons was right in there, playing a very big part. They'd thrown him forward, and he chested it down. Andy King took the shot. It took a really violent ricochet and beat Pat Jennings. Spurs 2, Everton 1, and Andy King keeps up an amazing record. Now scored 5 goals in the last 5 games. Right. It's not only a game that's balanced on a knife edge at the moment, it's also a very entertaining game as well. And here's Alfie Kahn. Played on for John Duncan. Is this number 3? No, saved though well by Di Davis. And the ball going away into touch. Kahn doing superbly well again, feeding John Duncan, and Di Davis coming out and saving in the nick of time. A good piece of brave goalkeeping. And McAllister. Well, that's a lovely ball from McAllister. Can Kahn make something of it? Brought down, penalty given. A penalty. The referee had no doubts. He just glanced to his left to the linesman. He confirmed what the referee thought. A lovely ball by McAllister. Kahn in full flight. Right on the edge of that box, just inside it. Brought down, penalty. Well, Di Davis is talking to the referee, but referees don't change their minds about a thing like that. Keith Osgood, who has scored twice this season, both of them from penalties, against Di Davis, a vital moment that could bring tremendous breathing space for Tottenham. Osgood has scored. 3-1. The power of the shot gave Di Davis no chance at all. Keith Osgood's 3rd goal, Tottenham's 3rd goal, and Spurs now leading by 3 goals to 1. Yellow flag. Never seen a linesman wave a flag quite as vigorously as he does. He's given Everton this free kick. Loaded in there for Latchford. Oh, and a very good goal by McNaught. A A very good goal indeed by Everton. They took that free kick, and Latchford just flicked it back with his head. McNaught went diving in there, and that was his first goal of the season as well. And it gives us a very interesting last 5 minutes with a scoreline then: Spurs 3, Everton 2. So, another little period of worry coming up for Tottenham. It seemed it was going to be all their way at 3-1. With time running out, now suddenly they are back, facing just a little bit of a crisis again. Pratt catching it nicely on the volley, but hitting McNaught on the way. Here's Neil McNabb. Well, that might open up for McNabb. Oh! Well, he did tremendously well there, McNabb. Got himself into a good shooting position, but hit it across the face of the goal, and that surprised Peter Taylor, who was just standing there as the ball whistled by him. Tells me to start looking at an assortment of watches now. It'll help to lift the crisis a little bit if Spurs can hold on to these 2 points. Taylor turning that one in. Con couldn't quite reach it. Perriman's right there, though. Con again, trying to knock it sideways here for Pratt. It'll come to Pratt. But Taylor supporting him down this left touchline. Another look at the watch from the referee. Away to Pratt again. And away comes Hamilton for Everton. Well, they can build an attack, and they won't have time to do much else. Well, this is dangerous. Here's Latchford right through now. For Everton, a chip, and it's there! Equaliser! Last seconds of the game, and Spurs have been pulled right back from 3-1 to 3-3. The joy is there. The inquests are here. The Spurs defenders look absolutely shattered by that. That quick break from the middle of the field through to Bob Latchford, who'd been silenced all afternoon by Willie Young. And Latchford was through, and as Jennings came out into the back of the net, 3-3. Well, that's an unbelievable finish. With something like 7 minutes left, and Everton 3-1 down, and to really all intents and purposes completely out of it after that penalty had been scored by Keith Osgood. It really made a tremendous recovery. Spurs have wilted, and the crisis at the moment here remains. Now, so little time left. But here's Bernard. Long ball played forward again. McNaught forced off balance to concede that corner. Now, Spurs bringing everybody forward. Referee looking at that watch again. I make a good 2 minutes of injury time already played. Taylor with the kick. Curled in again. Willie Young coming in. And just over the top of that Everton crossbar. The whistle had gone in any case. Well, certainly the thousands who stayed away from White Hart Lane today missed a game of amazing twists and turns. And really 90 minutes of high-class entertainment too. There goes the final whistle, and Everton have saved a point when it seemed about 7 minutes ago to be an impossibility. Spurs will be very, very disappointed, especially Glenn Hoddle, who'd had a tremendous game in the middle of the field and had shown such maturity for Tottenham. Players also like Alfie Conn, who raised the crowd and roused them as well. But in the end, it was that goal. Mick Lyons, the number 4, had a tremendous game for Everton as well, coming forward and was always dangerous. But in the end, of course, it was the number 9 in the dark shirt going off there, Bob Latchford, whose goal in the dying seconds meant that it was 1 point instead of 2 for Tottenham, and a point out of nowhere for Everton. The final scoreline then at White Hart Lane: Spurs 3, Everton 3.
Well, what a cruel twist for Spurs right at the end there, as they drop a very valuable point.